So today I'd like to go over what I consider to be the happiness approach. And it's a way of analyzing different qualities that happy people have so that we can figure out maybe if there's something missing in our lives. Now, keep in mind that through these qualities, you do not have to have each and every one of them. And you also don't have to have each and every one of them that you do have in equal balance. They can be disproportionate and even non existent. You can have some of them and not all of them. But if we analyze some of these, maybe we can realize we're missing something and go after that. And when we obtain that, gain more happiness in our lives. Happiness is, of course, a state of mind. It's a place where we feel that we are happy. It's not measured by our possessions. It's not measured by our status. It's not measured by how much we have, or maybe even in circumstances, the type of person that we are does not bring our ultimate happiness. So it's arbitrary to think of happiness as something that we can either buy or obtain by a certain amount of pleasure, i.e., going on vacation to a bunch of different places does not amount to this person that becomes ultimately happy and whose happiness cannot be broken. They can be happy and enjoying pleasure on these vacations, but may not have obtained true happiness in their life if something is missing. So let's look into these qualities. One of the qualities is love. So many people that are happy have love in their life. When you have love in your life, it's an ability to love without fear. It cancels out the fear and you love. You love while knowing the risk that this may not last, or this person may not equally love you back. It is a selfless love. Now, people that understand love know that loving somebody is actually more valuable and causes more happiness than having somebody love you back. Someone can love you, and if you don't love them, you don't put the value into it. But if you love someone, that creates more value in your life and also more happiness in many circumstances. Number 2, optimism. Optimism is a power against pessimism and against things that don't go right in our life, like problems that don't work out. It's a way of knowing that we can have the power of optimism, and that we can overcome our problems. It's a way of seeing positivity in negative situations. That's optimism. A lot of happy people are optimistic. Most pessimistic and negative people are not happy. Number 3, courage. Courage is something valuable. Courage is being willing to take chances, and even when you're afraid of something, be courageous and go towards it so you're not held back by fear. That's courage. And a lot of happy people are courageous because they take chances and they're willing to fail. Number 4 is freedom. Having freedom means that you have the ability to make choices. Everybody has this freedom that is in the free world. When they're not limited and they don't feel limited, then of course they have freedom. They can make choices. They can decide what they want to do, who they want to become, what they want to do today, what would bring them happiness, the kind of person they want to be. You have all of those choices, and that comes from freedom. Proactivity is number 5. Proactivity is pursuing your happiness and pursuing things that you want to accomplish and pursuing your goals and taking chances and not being afraid. That's proactivity. Number 6, security. Security is not security that's measured in a financial sense or measured in you feel permanently protected. Things do fall apart and everything doesn't last. But Security is liking yourself and being secure in your own body, being secure of who you are and who you get to be, and being secure when other people either don't like you, or being secure in the way that you feel like you don't have to impress other people, or that you can do things in your own way and feel good about yourself without people telling you that you should feel good about yourself. Being secure with yourself, that's security. The next one, number 6, is health. Now, the thing is, of course, it's hard to be completely happy when you're not healthy, So if you are healthy, of course, that should allow you to obtain automatic gratification, from being grateful for having your health. Health is very important, so make sure you appreciate your health if you have it. Otherwise, just take your health seriously. Take being healthy seriously, or obtaining your health seriously, and work towards better health. Make sure you don't do things that cause worse health, like, smoking, drinking excessively, avoiding exercise, things like that. Make sure you take your health seriously, and if you do, of course, that will help with your happiness. Number 7, a lot of happiness comes from spirituality, knowing that we can exist after this life, because some unhappiness comes from, being either agnostic or atheist. That's why you see so many unhappy people that are atheists, because they feel like there's no purpose here, and this is for nothing, and after this they're gone. And that's a scary feeling. So you have to go your whole life being scared because you're atheist and you don't believe in God, and you don't believe in the afterlife or reincarnation or anything else. And if you don't believe in those things and you don't connect to your spirituality, well, that causes problems in your own personal existence. Because if you don't exist after this, and you're not here to serve the greater purpose, then of course that does hurt your happiness, So that's something to look into. If you don't know what your spirituality is, take some religious courses, or go to a church and talk to people that are involved in religious organizations and things like that. And that might help you, be a little happier when you find out what your own personal beliefs are. All right, so the next one is altruism. Now, altruism is being selfless and helping others and feeling good about that. That brings happiness from not worrying about yourself, but worrying about others, and worrying about doing good things for others and helping them when they're in need. That's altruism. So that's another way to possibly find happiness and feel good about yourself. The next one is perspective. Of course, having a positive outlook and keeping closer to the big picture instead of letting your little problems bother you, going over the little speed bumps along the way instead of getting caught up in them, just looking at the big picture and the general direction in which you're going. And if that's a positive direction, then the little things along the way don't really bother you as much, and that's keeping things in perspective, and that causes more happiness. Using humor. Some people use humor for happiness. Using humor helps you to, get over the negative things that happen in your life and kind of make a joke about it, kind of build yourself up, make yourself smile, make yourself laugh, make yourself feel better in the moment, And then using humor, of course, it takes over some of that negative thinking, And if you get over the negative thinking with some laughter or laughing at yourself, you can see things more positively, and then humor helps. So the next one is purpose. So having a purpose is very important, because when you have a purpose, you know where you're going, you have a general sense of direction, you know either why you're here or what you should be doing. Purpose gives you a reason for existing. There's a term, and it goes Lego and Lego therapy, and that actually means the meaning of life. And having a meaning in life is something that gives you general wellness in your life, a purpose. If you don't have a meaning in your life, it's hard to get up in the morning. It's hard to be happy. It's hard to go about your day, and it's hard to, get over negative events, because purpose brings meaning into your life and makes you happy, makes you happy to be here, gives you meaning and purpose and drive. So now, those are the qualities that you can look at in your life to bring happiness, and a lot of successful people have a lot of these qualities, so they should help if you look into them and you pursue them and try to gain more of them if you have, only a few of them. Now, here's just 4 more tips towards happiness in addition to chasing after those qualities. 1, we'll call these the 4 stops, first of all. So, stop feeling like you're a victim, okay? So, when you start to feel like a victim, you give yourself a way out. You're like, oh, I am the victim, and now I can just feel like the victim, and I don't have to do anything because everybody else is wrong. So, don't feel like a victim. Make yourself courageous and drive through and try to see things from different perspectives. Don't see yourself as a hurt victim. Try to see yourself as brave and strong. Stop when you're feeling entitled, like somebody should have to give you something because you deserved it and you earned it and you feel entitled to it. Maybe you do deserve it. Maybe you deserve it right now. But don't feel entitled like someone has to give it to you. Just feel like you're going to get it then. If you deserve it, then you will get it. Don't feel entitled like I'm so much better and I should get this and I should get that. Don't take things in that perspective. Next one, don't feel like you need to be rescued. Feel like you can bleed and feel like you can take control of your life and feel like you can make decisions. And don't feel like someone else has to make decisions for you or someone else has to help you in this situation. The next one is stop when you start to blame others. And that's similar to, of course, when you're entitled and you're blaming other people for the things. And I connected those two, but stop when you start to blame others. Just look at other people's perspective and drive on and don't give up and don't, feel like you have to play the blame game. If it is somebody else's fault, then so be it. Just do what you have to do to resolve the problems because it really doesn't matter like who's to blame. It's all about what you do, what actions you take, and how you use your willpower to gain that inner strength and go forward in your life.